Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvas. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. We are on our topic, the soul, and I've explained before that I'm connecting the soul with various aspects of living in this material world so that it can be one coherent understanding with the soul, its attributes, and its connectiveness in society. Recently, it came in the news that people are buying food that has expired. Are you aware of it?
Yes.
And this food has killed about 20 children already in this country. Are you aware of it? So, I've been fighting false information in terms of the Vedas for a very long time. And when you get spiritual or religious leaders giving you false information, is that it is as dangerous as eating poisonous food, because it poisons your understanding, it poisons the very reason that you've taken a human birth, and it takes you away from your goal, and it kills you spiritually. And this is why I've been guarding the absolute truth of our eternal constitution. So, yesterday Avir came to ashram because it was his birthday. The ashram, we can wish him a happy birthday today, although I saw everyone wished him on WhatsApp. And whoever comes here on their birthday or any other day, I make sure that I feed them with knowledge before they leave. And I'm going to repeat some of the knowledge that I gave Avir Bhai, because it's a relevant part of understanding yourself as the soul. So everything in this universe emanates from the sound Om. Everything that you see in this universe emanates from the sound Om, and the sound Om is a vibration at 432 Hertz. At 432 Hertz, and everything that emanated from Om in this universe is vibrating at 432 Hertz. The universe is vibrating at 432 Hertz. And the job of a bona fide spiritual master is to bring your level of vibration. Everyone's soul in the body is vibrating as per the karma in the previous lifetime. So all the soul's vibration is not the same at the same hertz at any given time. It is there as per your karma. So every soul, living entity soul, is vibrating at the level of the karma, which is either good and bad. Both the karma, combination of the karma will give you your vibrational state in your body. So when the soul is vibrating in the body, it sends its frequency to various parts of the body. The body is made up of matter and energy. Whole body is made up of matter and energy, and the job of the guru is to raise your vibrational status, because the higher your vibration, the lower your diseases, the lower your emotions, the lower your depression. Depression is a energy in a depressed form, and bliss is energy in a fully released form, is it not? The job of the guru is to bring you to a blissful state. So you have in you 108 energy centers. Each human being has 108 energy centers, of which 7 is most commonly known, and they are called chakras. So the language between the universe and your body is the vibrational state of your chakras. The language between the universe and you and your fellow human being is energy. Language is energy, not English, not Hindi, not Sanskrit. The language between you and the universe and everything to do with you in this universe, the language is energy. So to connect you to be in synthesis with the flow of the energy of the universe, the guru needs to raise your vibrational status of the soul. Because when the vibrational status of the soul reaches its maximum, then you can attain your maximum in this universe. And the maximum is not gold, not diamond. It is merely your state of absolute bliss. Your state of absolute bliss. So many of you came here to the satsang, and thousands others that have come and gone. Whilst they were in satsang, and if their concentration was on the knowledge that was given by the guru, then other things came immaterial. A fight with your brother or sister when you were not with the guru had a different emotion, and your fight with your brother or sister when you were with the guru had a different emotion. Because once your frequency was raised, then the lower frequency had no impact on you. Yes or no?
Yes.
So as the guru raises your frequency, material things, material life, material understanding, attachment to materialism becomes less and less. You still can buy a new house, you can still buy a new car, and you can still get R1 million in the bank. But your attachment to the new house and your attachment to the new car and the attachment to the money in the bank is less. How is this scientifically possible? What is a house made of? Matter. Car is made of matter. Money is made of matter. And you are also made of matter, but you are made of matter and energy. You are made of matter and energy. When the Guru raises your frequency, the lowest frequency that is vibrating is in matter. So when you are attached to matter, that means your frequency is in synthesis with the frequency of matter, which is very, very low. Your frequency is very, very low when you are attached to matter. But when the Guru raises your frequency, when you detach, when your frequency detach from matter into a higher being, into a higher level, into higher frequency, matter still exists, doesn't it? You still live in that house, you still use that car, you still use that money. But because your frequency is not in synthesis with the frequency of matter, now you are in a raised frequency, you can live through it. You can live through it. I'll give you an example. When you can't pay your bond, then you go into a stressful situation because you are attached to matter. But when your frequency is raised, you still can't pay your bond, but now it's not having an emotional impact on your system because there's no frequency to connect you emotionally to that matter. You have raised your frequency and you say, no matter what happens, I know God will sort it out. The highest vibrational frequency in this universe is God. And the Guru is raising you to the vibration where nothing in this universe must matter to you. Nothing in this universe must matter to you because God is in charge. He is the highest frequency. So when we live as a soul, and you can only get into these frequencies when you understand you are not the body. Because the body is made of matter, the soul is spirituality, and it is the soul's vibration in your body that can increase up until it reaches the vibrational state of the Supreme Lord. Do you understand? All of you understand? So what our great saints and sages have done, they did not use the word, they did not want to explain scientifically how you raise your vibration. Because it is a difficult subject and it's a difficult concept. You can't see can you see the frequency? You can only experience. And mankind is known, if I don't see it, I don't believe it. Yes? So the foremost scientists in the universe were our sages and saints, who experienced the vibrations, who experienced the frequencies, who went deep into the forest, who isolated themselves from everything connected to them materially, and they sought an answer. And the Supreme Lord, through their hearts, gave them all of this scientific knowledge. And this scientific knowledge is now found in a series of works called the Eternal Constitution. And from there, it is clearly stated that you need to raise your frequency. You need to raise your frequency. So they created a ritual where you get involved without you understanding the science behind the ritual. So they told you to pray, to surrender, the effect is the same. The effect of surrendering to a guru is exactly the same as the guru raising your frequency. Most of the gurus in the world are not explaining the science behind your surrender. I am explaining it to you because they want it to remain a mystery and show how powerful they are. You understand? So I've changed everything around that the gurus are doing, majority of the gurus are doing in the world. Have I not? I made the guru approachable. I made the guru approachable. So, to become a bona fide spiritual master, the guru needs to vibrate above the three gunas. You heard of the three gunas? So when you vibrate within the three gunas, when you vibrate in tamogun plus your karma, you vibrate in rajogun, when you vibrate in a mode of ignorance plus your karma, you vibrate in a mode of activity, action and passion plus your karma, and you vibrate in a mode of goodness plus your karma. A bona fide spiritual master transcends these three modes. So his frequency is very, very high. This is why when you come in the presence of a bona fide guru, you know you in the presence of a bona fide guru. And recently, when I go out, deliberately, for purposes of conscientizing, I dress up in a MK regalia, about MK t-shirt, MK hat. But people that meet me of all races, they feel the vibration and the aura. They feel the vibration and the aura, it is there. You have to feel it unless you are in a mode of tamogun. If you are in tamogun, you are not going to feel, because whatever frequency is intercepting between me and you, the negative frequency cancels it. The negative frequency cancels it. But if you got 10% and I'm giving you 90%, you can get 100% of my energy. And this is why it is so important to come to satsang. If you come to satsang, then you make my life easy so that I can help you. When you are in a problem, it is easy because I've already changed your levels, I've already changed your frequency, I've already brought you to this level. And this is why satsang is important, because when you go out there, what happens to the frequency? It lowers because you have not transcended the three gunas. As long as you have not transcended the three gunas, the other gunas keep on bringing your frequency low and low and low. Yes or no?
Yes.
So constant satsang, you bank in your frequencies, you washing yourself, you cleansing yourself of negativity, you come to satsang and your frequency is high. Whatever you want in this universe, where's it? Whatever you need, anyone here, whatever you want in the universe, where's it? It was created before you took your birth. Whatever you require in this universe was created before you even took your birth. There's nothing that is wanting in this universe that you require. You want a house in Belito? Are there houses in Belito? Why you can't get it? why can't you get that house in Galito, Nirali? Because you come to satsang twice a year. Only reason. Only reason. I'll give you an example. Vasan is not here. He was supposed to be here, but sometimes he gets lost in church. He doesn't know whether the church is ashram and ashram is the church. So Vasan wanted a house. And I went with him and I endorsed the house. What I did? When Guru endorses something, what it means. But his finances could not accommodate buying the house. Yes? Finances could not accommodate buying the house. But Vasan never questioned the Guru. Vasan never questioned the Guru because he knows what the Guru says must happen. He knows that in his heart, that whatever the Guru says must happen. So the house was declined and it went on sale. And then Vasan saw a sold board on the house. What board? Sold. Then Vasan's fortunes changed. He made an application for an X amount and the bond was approved about 6 or 8 months later. 6 or 8 months later. Then he came to Makutir and he said, Acharya ji, I'm looking for a house in Westville. And I told him no. Go back to the same house that I endorsed. He said it is sold, it's off the market. I said, go back and look. He found that the house was still available. House was still available. The bank approved his bond, but it's not even necessary. He can buy it for cash. He can buy it for cash. Because Vasan's frequency is where? Do you understand? So I'm not giving you something from the book. If I read a verse from the Bhagavad Gita, I say, hey, did Lord Krishna really exist? 5,000 years ago this verse was read. No, I'm giving you something from this ashram. I'm giving you something from this ashram that has happened in this ashram. And as I told you, I had a lot of fights with Vasan for nothing. Once Dana, you know, I've been to Indian weddings, not one Indian wedding happened on time. The very first Indian wedding that I went to that started on time, Dana took Vasan a roundabout way and Vasan came 15 minutes early and the Guru had to walk in a particular way. So we had to wait for that marriage to take place because of Dana. Right? But I whacked Vasan for it because Vasan was driving. He took that whacking and he never said, Acharya ji, it was Dana. He took it on both cheeks. And you know, Guru don't whack just 1 week. He took that whacking for years. And similarly, other things transpired where it was not his fault, he had nothing to do, but I tested him. I tested to see his resolve. Because the Guru Gita says, if the Guru says black is white, you must shut your mouth and say, yes, it is white. See, today is the beneficiary of all of Guru's treasures. Is the beneficiary of all of his Guru's treasures because he never ever went against the Guru. He got the hardest mother on earth to live with. The most anti-Guru mother and 2 sisters. These 2 sisters are high-profile people. One is a professor and one is a former judge who was supposed to be in the Constitution Court. Can you imagine what hell he went through to be with me? Can you imagine? It was just not being loyal to me. It was also fighting to be with me every day of his life. And it's all about frequencies. All about frequencies. Yes? The house was sold. There was a sold board outside the house. But because it was Vasan's, the universe gave it back to him. The universe gave it back to him. Is that not a miracle? And is that not part of everything that I teach? How many 100 times I've asked all of you all to go speak to Vasan quietly outside, he won't charge you. How many times? Vasan has the formula. Vasan has the formula. Go and ask him and he'll tell you. He will tell you. Maybe it's easier for you to hear from him than me, because I'm giving it to you officially from this official platform, but you can go outside, hit a 5, laugh and joke, and Vasan can tell you in that manner. So the soul, the size of the soul is 1/10,000 the size of the tip of your head. You cannot see the soul. That soul is lodged in this body and it's also lodged in a microbe. What's a microbe? We discussed yesterday a bit. That is? What's a microbe? Jessica, have you any microbes on you or in you? Trillions. You have many Jessica Pandays inside you. Trillions. You only gave birth to 2 sons. But these microbes, trillions, Naveen Bhai, trillions. And whilst Naveen is there, I just remembered when I saw him outside the window taking out his sandals. This floor had 3 levels when I broke all the rooms down. Where you're sitting was 1 level, this half was a little bit lower, and right in the back was very. And it was Naveen Bhai. All the concrete that's in this ashram, whether inside or outside. Naveen Bhai brought that concrete to this truck and loaded it on top. And we took vans and brought the concrete. Just remember. Again, frequency. Although he was not present here most of the time, that gratitude, that is why we say do seva. Because seva can come back and save your life. Yes, Naveen Bhai? Huh? Seva can come back and save your life. This is why the Guru take you all to funny places. Far away places. Eastern Cape, Kandla. We go there and we do seva. So one day, when you need the Guru can, there have to be an exchange. There have to be an exchange. Stini and Dana built a whole Goshala there. 2 old men. There were 3 old men. Stephen is not around. 3 old men built that Goshala. Can you believe it? That is? They went and they built it. And I asked Stini, what can I do for you? And Stini said, Guru, my wife is sickly. Please help my wife. That's all I want. Yes, Dana, you was there. And along the years, Stini Bhai, we kept your wife healthy. The Goshala was built in 2018. The past 6 years, the ashram has been doing its best to keep your wife healthy. Nothing goes in vain. Nothing goes in vain. This is all about frequencies, all about energy, all about frequencies, all about raising your frequencies. I want to give everyone that's here what I gave Vasu. I want to give everyone here what I gave Vasu. So Nirali, I tell you, if you go look at a house in Bulito now, and even it is sold, if you come to satsang regularly and if you heighten your frequency, even if you see people living inside, if you like the house, it depends on who? Not the Guru. Not the Guru. All you have to do is regular satsang and keep the frequency. So we have the 7 chakras. These chakras can talk to the universe. And it can also talk to each other. It can also talk to each other. I bring you, all of you here in a congregation, because which is the highest chakra? The crown chakra is the highest. Your pineal gland. Through these energies talk to each other. Because you are here, I've raised your frequency. At the moment, in the satsang, you are vibrating in which frequency? Of the crown chakra. Yes? It's a spiritual frequency. You are vibrating in the crown chakra. And it is this energy that you need to maintain at all times. And this is why, again, in a roundabout way, Lord Krishna tells you what divine qualities you must to vibrate in this frequency, you have to live in this frequency. You can't live there if you have anger, hatred, jealousy, pride, ego. All these things make your chakras, energy come back to your lower chakras. Do you understand? So this is why the Guru asks you, and this is why you need to be with the Guru. So everyone is unique. Everyone is unique. It doesn't matter if you husband and wife, when you go home, you don't go with the same spiritual merits. It depends how you live. It depends how you live. For these chakras to be aligned, these 7 chakras to be aligned, for your frequency to be raised, you have to maintain righteousness. You have to maintain righteousness. And the highest frequency, what do you think the highest frequency is? Love, bliss. Jessica, what do you think? The highest frequency a human can exist in when he becomes his true self. When he is or she is vibrating at the true self. When do you vibrate at your true self? No, yeah, together with that. When you know what is wrong and what is right. When you know what is wrong and what is right, and when you admit to yourself, that is why, that you know eating that chicken is not right, but you ate it. To be your authentic self, you acknowledge, I know eating the chicken is not right, but I ate it. Are you true to yourself in that statement? Do you understand? You have to be authentic to yourself. When you are authentic, how do you feel when you did something wrong? Everyone think of something wrong that they did or they are doing and acknowledge it. How you feel within yourself? Is there a release? Is there a release when you know you did something wrong and you admit it frankly, not for the Guru's sake, frankly, yes, that which I did wrong, I now admit, and I'm not happy I did that wrong. That release is what? Did you all feel a release just now? Don't know what wrong you did. I won't tell you why. Okay. That release is a release of what? Negative energy was released from you. Negative energy was released from you. What happened to the frequency that was being blocked? It rose. That lightness is the higher frequency. When you see all these sadhus, sometimes I share, sitting in the snow and reading the mantra. They are at the ultimate frequency. They don't care about anything around them. It is ice cold, it is minus 20 degrees. They are still chanting their mantra. Do you understand? They are the authentic self. So I can't imagine Nirhali in some snow bump in Drakensberg chanting mantras there. Impossible, but we're not asking you to go there, Nirali, and become a sadhu. They chose to be a sadhu. All you have to do is come continuously to satsang. You see, the pineal gland is a spiritual organ. It's an intermediary in between material life and spiritual life. When you hear bhajans, the sound of the bhajans have an effect on your pineal gland. The sound, that is why we start our satsangs with bhajans. The discourse has a direct, transcendental knowledge has a direct impact on your pineal gland. So the point I'm trying to make is, I can connect you to all these things when you are here through my spiritual Wi-Fi. What happens when you leave the ashram? If I connect you to my ashram Wi-Fi, when you leave the ashram, what happens to your Wi-Fi? You understand? Disconnected. So similarly, all the frequencies are raised, your Wi-Fi is, you in connection, everything is right here. Soon as somebody tramps Nirali's toe Monday morning at work, what will happen? All hell will break loose. What happened to that frequency? Nirali, your mother is enjoying it. This is the only place Nirali catches it. Your father is in enjoyment as well. Alright, what happens to that frequency? So this is why you need consistent teaching, both theoretically and practically, until you can swim on your own, until this Wi-Fi becomes permanently connected. Wi-Fi becomes permanently connected. All of you understand? Can you see what a great technology this body is? This body is directly connected to the entire universe, not only planet Earth. This body is directly connected to the entire universe. If you take your brain, and if you have the right sight, there are trillions of neurons in the brain that's lighting up like the ceiling all the time, interconnecting with itself, and also a signal to connect with the universe. Also a signal to connect with your universe. When you take out the brain and look at it, it's just grey matter. But inside, there's so much of electricity taking place, so much of energies. In fact, the brain is a small representation of the entire universe. The brain is a small representation of the entire universe. There's always activity taking place in the brain. Always. Difference between the brain and the mind? Ashmika, you ever have a fight with Ravi and say you got no brain? Difference between the brain and the mind? The brain is a physical organ that you can see. The mind is a subtle organ that you cannot see. So in this eternal constitution that I derive my information from, it discusses the parts that's in your human body that you cannot see. Those are the subtle parts that's inside your body that cannot be seen. So can you see when I say that the human body is the greatest technology? What are you using this technology for? Jessica, this technology, this human body, it can be used for so many things. It has such great potential. It has such great potential. But what are we using this human body for? Colonial education. Colonial education, getting a PhD without knowing what's inside you, what's the use? Getting a doctorate, getting a PhD, getting a degree. If you do not know who you are, then what is the use? When you lose your memory, what's it called? Amnesia. In a state, when you are in a state of amnesia and you lost your memory, you've lost your past memory, yes? But you can still go to university and take up a degree and study with the current memory because you didn't lose. Every day you're not losing your current memory. That's what we are doing. We are in amnesia, we're going to university, we're getting the best degrees, we're getting the highest qualifications, we're living in a state of absolute luxury, aren't we? We all drove here, that state of luxury to drive here. Our food was cooked on a gas stove. We're going to eat and then we're going to go home. And if we don't know who we are, what is the use of all the knowledge that we attain? Are you understanding? If we do not know who we are, we do not understand the technology that we are locked into. This luxury is only temporary. And this human body is wasted. What is the use of going to space and going to Mars and checking the soil in Mars and on the moon when we have not traveled into ourselves, inner space? What is the use of going outer space when we have not traveled inner space? So this is the job of the Guru. Hand in hand with the advancement of science, the Guru will use the eternal constitution, and where science and the eternal constitution is in agreement, the Guru will reference it as such. Where it is not in agreement, then the Guru will discard science. Under what authority is the Guru discarding science? This eternal constitution was there how long ago it was compiled in writing? 5,000 years ago. Is there any scientific revelation before 5,000 years that we know currently? So scientific revelations only came very, very recently. How many times did science change its theory? Many times. But the eternal constitution has been consistent. Does the eternal constitution discuss gravity? Does it discuss the speed of sound?
Yes.
Does it discuss the speed of light?
Yes.
Does it discuss the planetary system?
Yes.
When did science discover there are multiverses? The eternal constitution is talking, I'm saying let's just for argument's sake go back 5,000 years. Whatever the eternal constitution is talking about is consistent. Science came with many inconsistencies. They kept changing their theories. Now they're talking about the string theory. They cannot prove it properly, but the string theory already exists in the eternal constitution. Do you understand? So I will go by the eternal constitution, and where science has corroborated through science, I applaud them. I applaud them, but where there's differences, then I'm going to discard it with the contempt it deserves. All of you understand? So I'm taking, it has now, time has now come for the Guru to write. Prince is going to help me with the biography, so I'm going to start a book called Who Am I? And I'm going to write that book. Nirali, you'll be the first person to buy that book. It will be signed by the Guru, the author, alright, by himself. And I was looking all over for this knowledge. I don't find it anywhere coherently. So if somebody wants to know who they are, I'm going to write this book in such a way that you can, when you finish the book, you're 50% spiritual already. 50% spiritual just by reading that book. Then you can go find a spiritual master wherever you want and complete the other 50%. In any lifetime, I'm not in a hurry. You got millions of lifetimes, right? There's no need to hurry. You don't have to come every Sunday or every second Sunday to satsang. We'll meet again. I'll tell you this again in another lifetime. And you'll continue. Take your time, don't worry. There's no urgency. We still got 155 trillion, 40 billion years before this cycle of creation ends. So we have a lot of time on hand. And this is why I don't cry. There are devotees here that spend 5 years, 6 years. When they leave, I allow them to leave. Why? I have 155 trillion, 40 billion years still to conclude with them. So I'm not in a hurry. You know, sometimes some devotees ask me, Acharyaji, why you don't phone all the devotees and forgive all of them and ask them to come back to satsang? Yes, I can do that. And I know, I think on TikTok, most of them are watching on TikTok under different names because they love the Guru, they love the discourses. But what am I going to do with the next 155 trillion, 40 billion years? I have my own Leela. I have my own pastime. So this is why I don't care too much, you know. Nirali, I don't phone you every week. Hey, come to satsang. Because we got a lot of,
Yes,
plenty of years. 155 trillion, 40 billion. I don't want to finish it in my one lifetime. Okay, this is why I don't go around bringing back all those devotees. They had a part to play in this life, and they'll have another part to play in next life, and they'll have another part to play in next life. Okay, Avir, from here you're going to cut this part out and you're going to put it on TikTok. Alright? So the Sri Narayan Dham has openly backed President Zuma and the MK party, and we are celebrating our 1 year on the 15th of December 2024, and we invite anyone who's listening to this to join us or give us the support, because as I pointed out in 2021, the Sri Narayan Dham is going to get involved in a spiritual and political revolution. The fact that South Africa has no load shedding today, although the MK party has not done anything directly, it is our indirect appearance on the political scene that you have no load shedding today. Do you know that? And every other thing positive that's happening is happening because of the existence of the MK party. We had to take the ANC down. We took them down, and that is round one. Round 2 is 2020, and round 3 is 2029. And we only going 3 rounds. We are only going 3 rounds. So round 1 over, round 2 2026, round 3 2029. God has done His part. He has given us the MK party platform. God has given us His part. Let us peep and see, Abir, if this is right. God has done His part. He has given us the MK party. President Zuma has done his part. He's given us a party with good members, and structures are coming into place. Now it is left upon South Africans like myself, you, to do our part if we want a prosperous South Africa. Jai Shri Mangal.